After turning 50, your metabolism slows down, making it harder than ever to lose weight. Muscle mass starts to decline, while stubborn belly fat becomes easier to gain. At the same time, signs of aging, like sagging skin, joint pain, and low energy levels, can leave you feeling tired and less confident. Is there a way to effectively manage your weight and slow down the aging process to stay healthy and vibrant?
The study showed that by the age of 80, most had lost 60% of their lung capacity. Muscle knows no age, so whether you're 8 or 80, you can have a strong, fit body. And I believe that it's very important for us to prepare for our latter years. How many people don't do that, and their latter years, unfortunately, are spent in misery? We need to be preparing for our latter years, and one of the probably most effective ways to do that is to keep the body strong, fit. Of course, giving it lots of water and nourishing food, and we've looked at that. But what is the best form of exercise? A lot of people say to me, I don't exercise because I just don't have time. So I'm going to show you a form of exercise today that only takes 15 minutes a day. And let me tell you one other benefit I received when I began to implement an exercise program. My feet were always cold. I was always sitting in our little ensuite with my feet in the warm water, warming them up. Always cold. I started exercising, and guess what? I don't have cold feet anymore. I don't sit on the little ensuite with my feet in hot water anymore. Mind you, I go to great lengths to make sure I'm warm, absolutely. So I started to walk at 5:30, and it was pitch black outside. But what I found was once you start walking, your eyes soon adjust because it's a hassle taking a torch. I'd leave home and it was cold and dark. I'd have a scarf on, I'd have a hat on, I'd have gloves on. And when I'm coming back, this is after half an hour, well, the scarf's off, the hat's off, the gloves are being taken off. And I'd come into the house going, whoa, it's hot in here. No one else was thinking that.
By maintaining daily exercise, you not only make your body stronger, but also sustain vitality, flexibility, and a positive spirit. Stepping outside into the cold morning air and connecting with nature not only stimulates circulation, but also boosts the immune system. The body's adaptation to walking in harsh weather can strengthen the cardiovascular system and improve endurance. When you feel the blood flow better and your body warms up from within, it's a sign that those seemingly simple steps are bringing great benefits. Over time, you'll notice not just physical changes, but your mental state becoming more refreshed and invigorated as well.
I have a friend, his name's Dr. Jonathan Gibbs, and he did a PhD on the effect of exercise in the cell, and he told me this. He said, when you do that in the morning, a network of capillaries is opened that equals the distance around planet Earth. Well, I can hardly get my mind around that one. So where are these capillaries? They're in your extremities. They're in your fingertips, they're in your brain, they're in your eyes. So it increases eyesight, it increases hearing, it increases every single body function. Leviticus 17:11 states that the life of the flesh is in the blood. It moves blood. How excited was I when I found only 15 minutes? Well, let's have a look at this. It's called high intensity interval training, or often called HIIT training. And the first documented evidence of the HIIT training was probably before the war. Some German trainers were training their athletes in it. The war came, a lot was lost, and then the next time it was documented was a Japanese trainer called Tabata. Now, in many gyms, they still have the Tabata protocol. And he was a trainer for his girls in the Olympic Games, and they were doing figure skating. And he discovered that if they did the HIIT training, they had an edge. So what did he do? So the high intensity, he got his girls to do that for about 20 seconds. The recovery was probably 60 seconds. And the cycle, meaning it's done for a cycle of, would be about 6. So that's 6 cycles of 20 seconds high intensity, 60 seconds recovery. He found when it came time for the Olympic Games, they had an edge. They had an edge on the other athletes, and isn't that what it's all about? Everyone that goes to the Olympic Games is the best that their country has. And sometimes they win by split seconds. So finding something that gave his girls an edge was very important.
Morning exercise activates millions of capillaries throughout your body, from your toes to your fingertips, and even within the cells of your brain. When blood circulates better, it awakens your entire body comprehensively. Your organs function more efficiently, your vision improves, your hearing sharpens, and every cell receives the oxygen and nutrients it needs. It's like starting up a complex machine, but with every movement, your body becomes more flexible and full of vitality. By incorporating high-intensity interval training, HIIT, you not only optimize your time, but also enhance your body's endurance and resilience. The short but continuous bursts of high-intensity workouts push the body to operate at its peak. Throughout this process, recovery between cycles is just as crucial, allowing your heart rate and breathing to return to normal before taking on the next challenge. This is a key factor that many trainers have discovered when using HIIT in elite sports training. The rapid recovery builds flexibility and strengthens endurance in a short period.
I read about the HIIT training. Probably the first book I read about it was Dr. Doug McGuff's book, Body by Science. And he's a doctor. I think he's a heart doctor. And he found out about this. So what he did was he did 30 seconds high intensity, 90 seconds recovery for a cycle of 6. And what I have found in my reading that's probably a time that most people come at would be the very best. So what is the high intensity? It's running for your life. It's going for as hard and as fast as you can, whether that be swimming, whether that be running up hills. So what's recovery time? Well, the research shows that the best recovery time is when you're moving a bit. So what I would do is I'd do my stretches. I can't do much because I'm all wired up. But I would do my stretches. And because all my exercise is being done on my legs, I might do the 10 down and the 10 up and the 10 back. So the best recovery time is when you're doing it slowly. So Michael and I, we run up the hills because we're in the mountains, so there are hills and dips, and we run up the hill and then we walk down the hill. And then by the time we've walked down the hill, it's easily 90 seconds, maybe a bit more. We know we're ready to go again because our breathing. Your breathing and your heart's settle down. When you think you can go for it again, then you're ready for your next high intensity.
The secret of HIIT does not lie in long workout durations, but in how the body is pushed to its maximum in short bursts and effectively recovers between cycles. When you run at full speed for 30 seconds, swim, or climb a hill, every muscle in your body is stimulated and the circulatory system is forced to accelerate to meet the oxygen demand. Even during the recovery phase, as your heart rate gradually decreases, your body maintains an elevated metabolic rate, burning energy and improving endurance. The benefits go beyond physical strength, fostering mental sharpness and a sense of alertness, ready to take on the day's challenges.
I've quoted this study a couple of times, 30,000 people, little town over many years. They found that by the age of 50, 40% or most people had lost 40% of their lung capacity. Why is that? Because people never do what you experience when you get to the end of your 30 seconds. Those lungs are just stretched wide open. Those little bronchioles right at the end are being forced to start working. High chest breathers can find that the bottom half of their lungs can almost go into dormancy. So no wonder by the age of 50, many have lost 40% of their lung capacity. The study showed that by the age of 80, most had lost 60% of their lung capacity. Remember oxygen, the most vital element needed for life? Well, and that's where we get it, through our lungs. The more you exercise, the stronger that heart gets. And When it's strong, it doesn't have to beat much because every beat is so strong with the delivery of blood. It is said we only have so many beats per lifetime. So you can see the fitter the person, the longer the life. And I'd like to suggest the better quality of life because of what exercise does to the body. So PACE, progressive acceleration of cardiopulmonary. So there's the lungs. And it was in that book and other books where he quoted the study on the Framingham study. So you can prevent that lung capacity loss by exercising every day. And if you've lost it, you can regain it by the high intensity exercise. So progressive acceleration of cardiopulmonary exertion. You are exerting yourself. There's the PACE. It's vital that you drink water.
When you push yourself to the limit during exercise, your lungs must work at full capacity, expanding the bronchioles and delivering optimal oxygen levels to the blood. This process increases lung capacity over time and slows the aging of the respiratory system. Every deep breath you take while jogging or performing HIIT not only supplies oxygen, but also strengthens the heart muscle. A strong heart pumps blood more efficiently, reducing pressure on blood vessels and lowering the risk of cardiovascular diseases. Like a well-maintained machine, you'll feel greater endurance and resilience with every heartbeat.
One lady said to me, I won't be able to walk in the morning because I faint. And I said, well, do you have water? She said, no, I don't like water. Well, you got to have water. The body needs its water. But when you drink that water in the morning and then go on your walk and your body is starting to work, it needs more fuel, those little molecules of glucose are plucked and through the pathway, plucked and through the pathway. It's a wonderful process. We also looked at the fact that on a very high carbohydrate diet, the excess glucose, when the glycogen stores are full, is stored as fat. So I want to show you how this high intensity exercise program, I want to show you how it affects the cell and how it can actually reverse that whole process that we looked at earlier. So I need to tell you a few things as I give the illustration. So what I didn't tell you the other day is that this 8-step pathway is very slow. The 20-step pathway is very fast. And as we're standing here at the moment, they're feeding into each other quite nicely. But when you start running for your life, cycling for your life, rebounding for your life, swimming as fast as you can, both pathways speed up. The 20-step speeds up, the 8-step speeds up, but there's a rate-setting enzyme in there that will always keep this one faster and this one slower. So what happens now is more pyruvate is being made than can be fed into the 8-step. And so the body stores that excess pyruvate as lactic acid. You've heard of lactic acid? We've all heard of lactic acid. Too much building up, that can hurt, can't it? We've felt that. So I think one of the most amazing things about this high-intensity interval training is what happens when you're in recovery. And don't we love recovery? When you're in recovery time, getting your breath back, letting your body settle down a bit, the liver converts that lactic acid back to pyruvate and feeds it into the powerhouse, which means when you're in recovery time, your cells are burning just as much fuel as when you're running for your life. Isn't that good news? That's good news, but there's other good news too, and that is it's mopping up your lactic acid. So it doesn't have an opportunity to build up in your tissues. So let's continue. So you're getting to the end of your first 30 seconds. You're plucking your glycogen stores. You're getting to the end of your second set of 30 seconds high intensity. Your glycogen stores are being depleted, but we need more fuel. And so what the body does now, it causes a release of the human growth hormone. The human growth hormone is very active when we're growing. But when we stop growing, I stopped growing at 16, that probably doesn't surprise you. My son William grew 2 inches from 19 to 22. Boys usually grow a bit longer. It goes into retirement. But when you do the high intensity exercise, It's pulled out of retirement. Let me show you what it does. What the human growth hormone does is it causes a release of hormone-sensitive lipase. Hormone-sensitive lipase is an enzyme that breaks down fat cells. Yesterday we looked at sublingual lipase. Remember that enzyme that breaks down the short chain and medium chain fatty acids in the saturated fats? We looked at pancreatic lipase that breaks down the long chain fatty acids. We're looking at another lipase now, and that is hormone-sensitive lipase that's released to break down your fuel stores. Isn't that what fat is? It's the most amazing fuel depot in the human body. But how many people are carrying a lot of weight? They're actually starving in the land of plenty. They can't access their fuel supplies. They're always tired. How do we access it? This is how we access it, causing a release of the human growth hormone. So hormone-sensitive lipase is activated, and hormone-sensitive lipase, as it is activated, it switches over to burning fat. It becomes a fat burner. So one of the reasons why when the human growth hormone's released, the body starts burning fat as fuel is because of something we looked at yesterday. Remember glucose? Glucose burns in the body at 4 calories per gram. Remember fat? Fat burns in the body as 9 calories per gram. Now you'll find that information in every weight loss book in psychedelic colours as to the reason why if you want to lose weight you shouldn't eat fat. But they don't understand what a calorie is. You know what a calorie is? It's a unit of energy. So if you want a high energy food, what do you eat? Fat. You see, it's a misconception. The human growth hormone also increases the body's ability to process protein. The human growth hormone also increases the circulation of the blood to the skin. Now, the effect of this is it slows down aging. No wonder the movie stars pay $1,000 a week for this human growth hormone, because their profession is dependent on them looking good, and you can see this helps you look good. Well, I'm offering it to you cut price today. 15 minutes high-intensity interval training a day will cause a release of that human growth hormone, and that human growth hormone will remain active for 24 hours. People ask me, how often do you exercise? I say daily. Daily. Daily, because I want that human growth hormone. But I'd like to show you one of the most powerful, well, it is acknowledged to be the most powerful form of exercise there is. And everyone can do this one, and it's called rebounding. Now, why is the rebounder, or the little minute trampoline, such a powerful form of exercise? Strength comes from one activity and one activity alone, and that is defying gravity. Isn't that what you're doing on the push-ups? You're defying gravity. Have a look at a baby. I've had 6 babies, and I know within a couple of days, what are they trying to do? Put their heads up. They're trying to put their head up. In fact, you have to be careful because they put their head up and then they might bang it on your collarbone. And then it's not long when you put them on the floor, they start to roll. Then they start to get up on their hands and knees. And then it's not long after that they're trying to pull themselves up. They're constantly defying gravity, aren't they? It is gravity that causes strength. And then you put them in the little cot and they start jumping, jumping in the cot. I've come to the conclusion that people age because they stop jumping. What's the old saying? We should jump for joy. So why is the rebounder so powerful? Well, three forces come together with the rebounding, because I always want to know why. 3 forces come together. One force is defying gravity. So defying gravity is one of the forces. There's another force that comes to play, and that is acceleration. So when you're leaping off the mat up into the air, you're accelerating. And then just as you get to the top of your jump, you experience deceleration. So acceleration and deceleration. You know acceleration when you're in the plane. I think my favourite time in the plane is when they take off. We go so fast and watch that land go away from you. So there's your acceleration. Deceleration is when you've landed and they put the brakes on and you're flattened against the seat. Einstein says that these three forces have the same effect on the body. There is not a cell in the body that is not affected by these three forces, and that's what makes it such a powerful form of exercise, because constantly as you're jumping like this, the cells they're being challenged, but challenging the cells strengthens the cells. Did you know you have a second heart? It's your calf muscle. Do you ever wonder how the blood gets back to the heart? You see, your arterial system is the blood coming away from the heart, and your venous system is the blood coming back to the heart. It is your calf muscles. And I think you'll agree with me, when you've been on the rebounder, those calf muscles, they're constantly working, so your second heart is getting those blood back. That's why rebounding is so effective for varicose veins. You don't get varicose arteries, do you? You get varicose veins. It's that venous system that's affected. And that's why in the plane they tell you to move your foot, don't you? Because when you move your foot, you're moving your calf muscle. You only have to rebound for 1 minute in the morning to get that lymphatic system activated for the whole day. And once that lymphatic system is activated, every movement you make, just scratching your head, turning around, it's keeping the movement going. So this, again, is called the health balance. If you can't do this, you're a little unstable, just find a post to hold on to, or you can get I think there's another rebounder downstairs that has a frame, and you can hold on to that frame. I like not to, because I don't want to become dependent on the frame, but if it's too hard for you, by all means, start with the frame. See, even doing this health bounce, I can feel my second heart, my calf muscles strengthening. Some people say, I'm not going to get on the rebounder because I'm out of balance. Well, guess how you get into balance? By rebounding. If you're not used to this, at first you might be a little unstable, but the more you do it, you will notice you will get your balance. Your balance is set by the bottom of your feet and by the fine mechanisms in your ear. And so rebounding resets those fine mechanisms in your ear and resets the soles of your feet. And you might say, well, Barbara, most of your work is being done with your legs. What about your upper body? It's all affected, but let me show you how you can strengthen your biceps. So you jump with your palms down. As you jump, that strengthens the bicep muscle. Yes, you can do your triceps too, and that's where you put your palm up and you jump with your palm up, and that strengthens your tricep muscles. And often I will twist as I do it, so I twist like this, and that helps with the spine. And so when my arms get tired out there, then I will do that. But I'll often do 10 biceps, 10 triceps. You can also strengthen your eyesight. How do you strengthen your eyesight? Now, I'm not doing much and I'm fairly fit, but can you see in my breath? So it doesn't seem like you're hardly doing anything, but it has a powerful effect on the body. So how do you strengthen your eyesight? So you can also just do this. Anyone can do that, where you're not even jumping, but you're having an effect. How do you strengthen your eyesight? So right now, looking out that door there, I will focus on that tree. I'll focus my eyes on the leaves of the tree, and so when I'm doing it, the tree is standing still, but the big trees in the background are jumping, and that lamp's jumping, and that lamp's jumping. So what I'll do now, after 10 jumps, I'll focus on that lamp, and I'll keep that lamp still, and the leaves that were still before are now jumping in the peripheral. Can you see what you do? You keep changing your focus, and that strengthens your eyesight. Now, I wear glasses early morning for fine reading. Since I've been doing the changing of the focus, my eyesight has improved. I was just about to go to 250 magnification, but I'm finding that with the changing of the focus on the rebounding, I've been able to keep it just the 2. So it can strengthen your eyesight.
During high-intensity exercise, the body depletes its glycogen stores and begins to stimulate the production of growth hormone. This hormone not only helps burn fat, but also promotes muscle tissue regeneration, enabling faster and stronger recovery. As lactic acid levels increase due to intense training, the liver converts it into energy to continue fueling the body. This demonstrates how the body functions like an optimized machine, transforming excess energy into tangible strength. Rebounding exercises are more than just defying gravity. They involve both acceleration and deceleration, impacting every cell in the body. As you jump up and land, gravity forces muscles and connective tissues to work harder. Simultaneously, the lymphatic system is activated, aiding in toxin elimination and boosting immunity. This is why even a few minutes of rebounding each day can significantly improve health. Don't hesitate to start slowly and let your body gradually adapt. Whether by improving balance or feeling muscle strength, every step counts. We have learned about exercises that help reduce aging and foods that make the body age quickly. So what about foods that help our bodies fight aging and extend lifespan? Let's explore them right now. Hello and welcome back. Today we'll be joining Barbara O'Neill to discuss a topic that's both fascinating and incredibly useful: healthy weight loss. Losing weight isn't just about feeling more confident in our appearance. It's also about improving our health and boosting our energy for those busy days in life. Have many of us felt frustrated by diets that promise rapid weight loss but fail to deliver lasting results? Quick fixes can be tempting, but they rarely lead to long-term success. To achieve truly effective weight loss, we need to understand our bodies, make informed nutrition choices, and build sustainable, healthy habits. In today's session, we'll explore practical, effective weight loss strategies that can easily be applied to daily life. These meaningful tips aren't just based on real-life experience. They're also backed by scientific research. With this approach, everyone can transform their outlook on health and weight loss in a sustainable, lasting way. If you're ready to say goodbye to quick fix promises and work toward real, sustainable results, comment "I'm ready" below. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and check out more videos for helpful health tips and ways to live a happier, healthier life. Now let's get started on this journey together. Join us with Barbara to learn and apply effective, healthy habits.
My inquiry always is why. And so the first thing I'm going to look at, and there are a few factors that come together to cause this, and that number one is the food that we're eating. When we looked at the liver, we looked at this. And this morning when we looked at diabetes, we looked at this. So we're going to look at it again in relation to weight. And it's the high carbohydrate diet that many people are eating today. I'm still mastering the art of saying one thing and writing another. So bread is very common. Cereal, there's a whole aisle devoted to cereal. And many people having bread and cereal for breakfast, by mid-morning they're wanting something else. So they reach for, and we're just going to say cakes, etc., because if we say everything, there's not enough room on the board for it. When you go into muffins and croissants and donuts and pasties and pies and pastries, etc., etc., etc. So we're just going to put etc. Also, pasta. I'm a fifth generation Australian Scottish descent. I didn't know what pasta and pizza was till I was about 18.
When it comes to modern diets, many people find that carbohydrates have become a main component of their daily meals. This is especially true for processed, starchy foods like bread, cereals, pastries, and many types of snacks. It is easy to understand why these foods are so popular. They are convenient, easy to eat, and readily available. However, the problem lies in how they affect our health and weight. Consuming large amounts of carbohydrates rapidly raises blood sugar levels, causing the body to produce insulin to regulate it. This repeated cycle can lead to weight gain and even increase the risk of diabetes. When we reflect deeply on this, it is important to recognize that not all carbohydrates are harmful. Carbohydrates from unprocessed foods like whole grains, vegetables, and fruits can provide essential energy without causing large fluctuations in blood sugar levels.
So what did I grow up with? Sausages or chops, mashed potatoes, frozen peas or beans every single night of the week except for Sunday when Mum would do a roast lamb. And everyone I knew ate like that. Our relatives ate like that, the neighbours ate like that. As a fifth generation Australian, I grew up in a little Presbyterian church. Everyone in the church ate like that. I came to the conclusion as a child that everyone in the whole world ate like that, but it's not quite true, is it? And when I was about 16, I had a boyfriend who was about 19, and he had a friend who was a vegetarian. I'd never heard of such a thing. Had never even heard of brown bread. So this was real traditional Australian. Rice, I'd never had rice. I don't think I went to a Chinese restaurant till I was about 18, and that's the first time I ate rice.
We often forget that traditional lifestyles and eating habits have a profound impact on current health. Repeated dietary patterns, such as diets heavy in meat, potatoes, and frozen foods, can create the perception that what we eat is normal and safe simply because everyone around us does the same. However, as the world becomes more globalized and culturally diverse in terms of cuisine, we realize there are various eating patterns that offer superior nutritional benefits. For example, a plant-based diet rich in fiber from leafy greens, legumes, and nuts can provide essential nutrients, protect heart health, and reduce the risk of cancer and diabetes. Cultural differences in eating also open up opportunities to explore healthy food sources and replace less nutritious choices with more balanced meals.
And last and certainly least in nutritive value is the pure crystallized acid extracted from the sugar cane. Brings the glucose goes in under the action of insulin, goes through the 20-step pathway. I'm sure everyone's very familiar with the inside workings of the cell now. Yes? And that 20-step pathway gives us 2 units of energy. Isn't that why we eat? To get glucose, to run our energy cycles. The end result of the 20-step pathway is a chemical form of glucose called pyruvate. And pyruvate, as the chemical form of glucose, gets fed into what's called the powerhouse, because these 8 little chemical reactions, this 8-step pathway, delivers impressive 36 units of energy. And the reason why the 8-step pathway gives 36 units of energy is the presence of oxygen. So this is called the aerobic pathway, whereas this pathway is called the anaerobic pathway because it does not use oxygen. It produces energy by the process of fermentation. So when we eat the carbohydrates, they're broken down to glucose. The first place the glucose is sent is to the cell. The second place it is sent, because only so much can go through the energy cycles, then it is stored as glycogen. We looked at this morning and how that's particularly useful for the diabetic, having these little, well, it's useful for everyone because they're little molecules of glucose sitting in the muscle cell. And that's why the best place to, or the best time to exercise is early morning. Because in early morning, when you're starting to move, some people say, well, how are we going to get fuel to actually exercise? It's your glycogen stores already sitting in your muscle cell. And when the cell needs it, it's plucked and it's released. Amazing process.
Sugar has been an integral part of human diets since ancient times, but the modern explosion in sugar consumption has created undeniable health problems. When sugar is consumed excessively, our bodies must work overtime to metabolize and regulate blood sugar levels. Excess sugar not only causes insulin spikes, but is also easily converted into excess fat, leading to obesity, increased risk of diabetes, and many other chronic diseases. Meanwhile, the body uses glucose for energy through two main pathways: aerobic, with oxygen, and anaerobic, without oxygen. The aerobic pathway provides long-lasting, steady energy, but when large amounts of simple sugars and starches are consumed, the anaerobic pathway becomes overloaded, producing unhealthy byproducts. Instead, balancing carbohydrate sources and consuming more plant-based foods rich in fiber will support metabolic processes and maintain energy levels in a healthier way.
But on the high carbohydrate diet, and this is what a lot of people don't realise, especially when people go on a weight loss diet and stop all the fat, yeah? Fat-free this, fat-free that, fat-free, fat-free, fat-free. And yet what are they eating? Lots of carbohydrates. Do you know fat gives the feeling of satiation or satisfaction? And the best weight loss diet is a diet that stops your hunger. And they're eating lots and lots and lots of this, not realising that excess glucose, once we've filled up the energy cycle, we've filled up the glycogen stores, and so now the body sends it to the fat cells. And on this high carbohydrate diet, what's happening to Americans and Australians? They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. In fact, it's one of the most dangerous fats, because what the body does is it stores it in the probably areas of the body that's not used a lot, maybe the arms, the belly, the hips, the thighs, and then when that gets all filled up, then it starts to go to the internal organs, weighing them down.
Completely eliminating fat from the diet is a common mistake in weight loss journeys. Fat plays an important role in maintaining a longer feeling of fullness after meals, helping to minimize overeating. Additionally, healthy fats from sources such as olive oil, avocados, nuts, and fatty fish not only provide energy but also support brain function and nerve cell activity. Instead of trying to cut out fat, we should focus on reducing the consumption of refined carbohydrates, especially those with a high glycemic index, to minimize unwanted weight gain and fat accumulation. Foods containing carbohydrates from whole grains or vegetables help provide stable energy without causing a rapid spike in blood sugar levels.
And in the book Wheat Belly, notice the title of the book, Wheat Belly, Dr. William Davis, he shows that sugar particularly, sugar and the hybridized wheat, and the hybridized wheat is found in most breads, cakes, cereals, pastas, pizzas. Because it gets the blood sugar level up so high, so fast, as we looked at this morning, then very quickly it's dumped as a visceral fat on the belly. And in the book Wheat Belly, I think the word wheat belly he uses on just about every page, showing this process. And another fact, another very misunderstood fact, is that glucose burns at 4 calories per gram, whereas fat, it burns at 9 calories per gram. Now this piece of information, which is fact, is in just about every weight loss book as proof that if you want to lose weight, don't eat the fat. It's going to give you more than twice the calories. But what the people don't understand is what a calorie is. A calorie is a unit of energy. And if you want a high energy food, what do you eat? Fat. It's going to give you more than twice the units of energy compared to glucose. But if you're eating more calories than you can burn, yes, it's going to.
The rise in the consumption of refined sugar and processed carbohydrates in daily diets has become a significant concern. In particular, products like bread, cereals, pastries, and pasta made from hybridized wheat cause a rapid increase in blood sugar levels, promoting belly fat storage. Notably, when blood sugar levels rise too high, the body reacts by converting glucose into fat, storing it in areas such as the abdomen, hips, thighs, and even within organs, leading to dangerous visceral fat. Understanding this impact helps us make more mindful food choices, steering clear of processed sweets while focusing on less refined, nutrient-rich foods such as leafy greens and nuts. One common misconception is focusing solely on calorie counting while ignoring their source. While it is true that fat has a higher calorie content compared to carbohydrates, what matters most is how the body processes these nutrients. Healthy fats provide a lasting source of energy and help maintain a sense of fullness, whereas refined sugars and processed carbohydrates cause a sudden spike in insulin and lead to fat accumulation. This underscores the importance of consuming carbohydrates wisely from natural and unprocessed food sources.
One of the best things that you can do for weight loss is to eat breakfast like a king. I have to admit that I think I eat lunch like a king and breakfast like a queen, but whatever. And sometimes the queen eats as much as the king. Lunch like a queen, and then tea like a pauper, or you call it supper, yeah? I think that when I say tea, you probably think I mean a cup of tea, yeah? But we call an evening meal tea. And as one lady said to me, well, what do paupers eat? I said, sometimes nothing. What many people are doing today, and I see it in many countries I go to, they eat breakfast like the pauper, they eat lunch like the pauper, and the tea or the supper is the king and the queen together. That's like going on a journey, and you start your long journey and you go to the gas station, we call it a petrol station, call it a gas station, and just put a little bit in. And then an hour later, put a little bit more in. And then an hour later, put a little bit more in. And then you've done this all day. And then you finally get to your destination. You go into the gas station and you fill your tank and then park it in the garage. How much sense does that make? And yet that's what most people are doing. Little bit here, little bit there, little bit there. End of the day, king and the queen together. And the body says, finally, we've got some nourishment. And then they say, oh no.
Not all calories are the same, and the way our bodies metabolize different types of calories varies. Fat is a dense source of energy, but it can provide benefits if used correctly. In contrast, consuming refined carbohydrates and sugars easily raises blood sugar levels and promotes fat accumulation. One key point to remember is that energy from healthy fats, such as those from avocados, coconut oil, or fish oil, can support weight loss by maintaining stable blood sugar levels and helping the body utilize energy more efficiently. In addition, meal timing is also an important factor. Eating a large breakfast helps kickstart metabolism and provides energy for the entire day, while having a lighter dinner allows the body to relax and prepare for sleep. This is one of the fundamental principles for maintaining energy balance and supporting healthy weight loss.
Plant proteins. It's much cleaner burning fuel. It doesn't leave an acid waste like the protein does. And when I was consulting with this man, he said to me, I believe if Dr. Atkins had read the China study, Atkins would have become a vegetarian. What an interesting comment. So you can get those results, but you can do it on a plant diet, as long as you do the legumes. And so many people say, oh, legumes, you've got to soak them, you've got to cook them. Well, when you go home tonight, just fill up the saucepan and fill it up with lentils. In the morning, rinse it well, bring it to the boil, rinse it again, put it in your slow cooker. There's lots of shortcuts. Or soak a whole lot, rinse heaps of them and then put them in Snap-Lock bags in the freezer. Then you just pull it out, cook them. There's lots of shortcuts. And you can get organic beans in tins. Just make sure you bring them to the boil and rinse them very well. So it's easy, it need not be difficult. You see, animal protein, it burns at, so let's look at protein. Animal protein, only 58% is burnt as fuel. So that's a 42% waste. That's the acid waste. And that's what Dr. Colin Campbell found in his book, The China Study. He could switch cancer cells on and off, and we looked at this briefly when we looked at cancer on the first night. Because it's an acid waste. And cancer thrives in an acid environment. We looked at that. Whereas plant protein, it's a lot cleaner burning fuel. It doesn't have that acid waste. So with plant protein, you're getting up to about 80% easy is burnt as fuel. That's a big difference. So your plant protein is a superior protein. What Atkins found, and I found this interesting, he found that these 3 food groups are the essential food groups. Fibre is essential because the colon needs to be swept. We looked at that when we looked at the colon, when we looked at the waste disposal organs. Protein is essential because the crossword bands, remember we looked at the DNA on the first night, it's made up of amino acids. Amino acids is a breakdown from the protein we eat, and it's amino acids that builds the new cells in the body. And 50% of the membrane around every cell in the body is protein. That's essential. Fat is essential. The fat-free diet is a dangerous diet. There are fats that'll kill and there are fats that'll heal. And because there are some killer fats, they've all been dumped in the same basket. What are the killer fats? The altered fats. You see, for centuries, people used the coconut oil and the olive oil. They can be extracted from the flesh of the plant. But those hard seeds, they couldn't really get the oils out until they developed high heat chemical equipment to extract oil from hard seeds. And because they use chemicals and heat, they destroy the oils immediately. So there's clear plastic bottles that have got sunflower oil, peanut oil, soy oil. Don't touch them. They're the oils that can help to damage the arterial wall. They're the dangerous oils. And your deep fried foods. If you do fry any food, it should be always in a saturated fat because saturated fat is heat resistant and light resistant. The heat doesn't destroy it. It is the fattiest organ in the body. It must have fat. The myelin sheath that is around the arm that comes out of the nerve cell, it's mostly fat. If someone's on a fat-free diet, on cholesterol-lowering medication, because that fatty substance is mostly cholesterol and it protects the nerve cell. So if someone's on a fat-free diet, cholesterol-lowering medication, and got a mouthful of mercury and eating fish every day to try and get some more protein, but they're having huge amounts of mercury and big exposure to chemicals, well, that's a disaster. There's your Parkinson's disease, there's your multiple sclerosis, there's your dementia and your Alzheimer's, because then the brain cells are getting damaged. So we need to be having nice amounts of fats. How much? Well, not much. It's a very concentrated food. Maybe a teaspoon a meal, maybe not even that. You don't need much. I don't know about you, but I couldn't drink a cup of oil. No, not attractive. But you would be surprised how much oil a person is consuming when they eat a whole meal of, say, fish and chips and scallops, all that fried food. They're almost consuming nearly, probably between half a cup and 3/4 of a cup of fat. And it's damaged fat. That's the fat that is dangerous. There's no doubt about that. But because there are dangerous fats, unfortunately, they've all been classified as dangerous, but they are not. And we need some, our brain needs some.
High-intensity interval training, HIIT, is one of the most effective ways to burn energy and improve metabolic health. When the body goes through alternating periods of high-intensity activity and recovery, the metabolism is significantly boosted, and the body shifts to using stored energy, including excess fat. There's no need for a complicated workout routine. Brisk walking, short sprints, or simple exercises can offer substantial benefits. The benefits of HIIT go beyond short-term calorie burning. It also helps the body adapt and recover better. For those with limited time, HIIT is an ideal choice, as just 15 to 20 minutes a day can enhance fitness and reduce fat effectively. The key is for each person to find a training method that suits their physical condition and preferences, ensuring long-term sustainability.
I gave the story this morning when I talked about diabetes of of Jim, the guy who was a type 1 diabetic and got off all his medication. And do you remember the weight loss he experienced? Quite phenomenal. And it wasn't just that he was eating breakfast like a king, lunch like a queen and tea like a pauper. It wasn't just that he was on a low carbohydrate, high fibre, generous protein and healthy fat diet. It was also the fact that he began to drink more water. He was having 8 to 10 glasses of water a day. And when you start drinking more water, it's also time to start having some whole salt. But it's the fourth point that I think made a dramatic effect. It all has an effect. And that was the high intensity interval training. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you inside the cell and show you why the high intensity interval training is so effective. So this is intervals of high intensity, intervals of recovery, and it's done for a cycle. And Doug McGuff, the heart doctor, he suggests 30 seconds high intensity, 90 seconds recovery for a cycle of 6. There's 15 minutes a day. Sorry, but no excuse. If you haven't got 15 minutes, start to write down how long you're on the computer, how long are you on the phone, how long are you on your iPad. How long do you spend watching television? And you will quickly see time to do some adjustments with your time. What I want to show you is what happens inside the cell when you do the high intensity interval training. Now before I go there, just let me define high intensity. It's anything that gets the heart rate up and the breathing. So Michael and I, we run up hills every day and our recovery is walking down hills and we run up the other hill. When I was in Germany 2 weeks ago, where I was staying was in a little village and the house I stayed with was right up on the side of a hill. So anywhere I went, when I went back home, I had some high intensity. And I found a path through the forest. And I found this path by accident because when I was going on my usual road, I passed a man with a dog and it was on a big rope and this dog was jumping, trying to get at me, barking ferociously. I was terrifying. And I thought, I got to find somewhere else to walk. I don't want to pass that dog again. And then I found this bush track. They call it a forest track. And in this forest track, I got 5 high intensities and I wasn't even running. It was just walking. And it was a track that was made for a tractor, so it wasn't for a car, because I don't even know if a car would have got up those steep ones. So I was very happy with my track that I found, and the nasty dog didn't go on that track because it was bush. It was a track you could walk. So sometimes you don't even need to run. All I need to do was walk and walk fast up these really steep bits. Most of the research has been done on an exercise bike where the person, if they're unstable on their feet, they're holding on. It's very good if they've got hip or knee or ankle problems, then the weight is not on those areas. And you can cycle as fast as possible and then your recovery time can just be slow cycle. It could be swimming, doing laps of the pools. It could be push-ups. I mentioned when my boys visited last April at Easter holidays, they were doing 1,000 push-ups a day. They do it 20 at a time, 20 at a time. So they were certainly doing that interval all through the day. And they got out on my back veranda and were doing the pull-ups. The recovery time is really just till you feel it's time to run again or it's time to go fast again. It doesn't have to be 90 seconds, but that's what you're aiming for. Your recovery time is an indication of your fitness. The longer you take to recover, it's usually an indicator that the more unfit you are. And if you take a long time to recover, don't worry about it. This is progressive. That's what Al Sears' book says, progressive acceleration of cardiopulmonary exertion, pace. So as you get stronger, as your body gets fitter, you'll be able to do less recovery time. So let's have a look at what happens inside the cell. This 20-step path, when we looked at this, when we looked at the cancer, it's a very fast pathway. That's the one that consumes about 15 times the glucose of any other cell. But this 8-step pathway is slow. It's a lot slower. And as a rule, this actually feeds quite well into the 8-step pathway, but when you're doing your high intensity, and when you're getting to the end of your first stage of 30 seconds, your 20-step speeds up, your 8-step speeds up. And there's a rate-setting enzyme in there that will always keep this one faster, this one slower. And because of the higher revs of these pathways, more pyruvate is being made than can be fed in to the 8-step pathway. And so what the body does is it stores that excess pyruvate as...
Weight loss and maintaining a healthy lifestyle is not just about cutting calories or over-exercising. The most important thing is to understand your body and choose balanced eating habits that suit your personal needs. By focusing on consuming healthy foods rich in fiber, good fats, and clean protein, we can build a strong foundation for health. At the same time, incorporating physical activity and high-intensity workouts can be a powerful tool to support this process, improve overall health, efficiently burn energy, and strengthen immunity. Living a healthy lifestyle does not have to be difficult or complicated. Start with small changes, such as drinking more water, eating balanced meals, and exercising daily. These positive habits will gradually become an essential part of your life and lead to sustainable results. We have explored methods and foods that are good for aging, so what about weight loss? Let's join Barbara O'Neill to uncover the secrets of weight loss right now, today.
They have coconut every meal. Recently I was talking to a couple. The lady was Samoan, her husband was Hawaiian. They were in their mid-40s, and they said, yes, that's what we grew up. That we grew up with coconut in every single meal. The BHSC method uses Bible, history, science, and common sense. Is coconut oil in the Bible? No, it is not, but then again, the Bible was not written in the South Pacific Islands. The Bible talks about olive oil because where the Bible was written, that was the oil of use at the time.
Coconut oil has long been a subject of great interest due to its potential in anti-aging and health support. This may be due to its rich content of medium-chain fatty acids, such as lauric acid, which are easily absorbed and utilized by the body. Studies indicate that these fatty acids also possess antibacterial properties that support the immune system, reducing the risk of infections, an important factor in the aging process. Additionally, coconut oil contains antioxidants like vitamin E, which help protect the body from the effects of free radicals and reduce oxidative stress on cells. This is particularly significant because oxidative stress is associated with aging and can contribute to age-related diseases such as heart disease and neurodegenerative disorders. Some studies also suggest that the medium-chain fatty acids in coconut oil can benefit brain health by providing a quick source of energy and potentially improving cognitive function, an area of concern for many as they reach middle age. Combining coconut oil with a balanced diet that includes other healthy fats and nutrient-rich foods can be a great way to maximize its benefits for longevity and disease prevention.
Next thing I want to look at is castor oil, and I've got some good news. I'm not going to advise you drink it. But castor oil penetrates very deep, and it penetrates deeper than any other oil. What it does, wherever castor oil penetrates, it breaks up lumps, bumps, congestions, adhesions. It can even break up a bone spur. It can break up tumours. I have known women have told me this, that's broken up lumps in the breast, and those lumps may be cysts or even breast cancer. Now, we had a doctor do our program, and she'd rung me up and she said to me, Barbara, can you help me? I've got a lump in my breast. It's 3 centimetres. I said, it's important that you go on the hormone balancing cream, buy some of those little panty liners, Put castor oil on it and just slip it into your bra over the lump. A month later, she had the operation to take it out. Then she came to our health retreat for a week to just detox. She said, an amazing thing happened, Barbara. That lump was 3 centimetres. I put the castor oil on for 1 month. I had the op, and the doctor said, you know, this is really strange. That lump was 3 centimetres. Now it's only 2. One of the guests said, well, why did you have the op? Why didn't you just do castor oil? She said, well, I didn't know till after the op. One lady told me that she totally conquered her breast cancer by just using the castor oil compresses. Remember, castor oil penetrates deeper than any other oil.
Castor oil has long been recognized for its anti-aging properties and significant health benefits. By neutralizing free radicals, which contribute to accelerated aging, castor oil can help maintain skin elasticity, reduce the appearance of wrinkles, and promote a more youthful-looking complexion. This is one of the skincare secrets that many people trust. Additionally, castor oil's anti-inflammatory properties can help reduce inflammation, a factor often associated with chronic conditions such as arthritis and cardiovascular issues. When applied, I've found it provides a soothing effect on the skin and can help alleviate swelling or soreness in sensitive areas. Some people also use this oil on their joints or muscles to ease aches and pains. It is a safe option to consider if used correctly. Castor oil is also known for its antibacterial properties, helping combat certain infections. When gently massaged onto the abdomen or used to support digestive health, it can potentially aid in balancing gut flora, contributing to an overall feeling of lightness. Its traditional use as a laxative is noteworthy, but it's important to consult a healthcare professional before using it in this way to ensure digestive health safety.
Ginger is well known for being an anti-nausea herb.
Ginger has long been known for its anti-aging benefits and ability to promote overall health. Personally, I often add a few slices of fresh ginger to my morning tea, and I can feel the warmth and comfort it brings. Beyond being a flavorful ingredient, ginger is packed with powerful antioxidants that help the body combat oxidative stress, a condition that arises when free radicals accumulate, damaging cells and accelerating the aging process. The antioxidants in ginger can help neutralize these free radicals, thereby supporting cell protection and repair while minimizing the appearance of aging signs like wrinkles and fine lines. I've incorporated ginger into my daily meals and beverages, and it not only provides a refreshing feeling, but also soothes the body during times of stress. Some people also believe that regular use of ginger can enhance skin radiance due to its protective effects on cells. However, it's important to remember that everyone may respond differently to ginger, and finding the right dosage is key. According to medical recommendations, incorporating ginger into a balanced diet is a great way to maximize its benefits. But if you have any specific health conditions, consulting a healthcare professional is advisable to ensure safety. Adding a bit of ginger to your daily routine can not only serve as a delicious spice, but also a companion on your health journey.
So where would we use ginger? Ginger can be used for any joint pain. So remember, ginger's for joint. And I grate up, let's say I'm going to put it on a sore wrist. Anywhere where there is inflammation in the joint, it can be used. So let's say a person's got some arthritis in their joint and it's quite painful. A ginger poultice can be made because this ginger poultice appears to draw the inflammation out of the joint.
Many studies have shown that ginger possesses remarkable anti-inflammatory properties. Chronic inflammation is believed to be linked to numerous age-related diseases such as heart disease, Alzheimer's, and arthritis. Compounds in ginger, such as gingerol and shogal, are known for their anti-inflammatory effects, contributing to overall health promotion and potentially extending longevity. One thing I truly appreciate about ginger is its ability to support digestion. When digestion runs smoothly, the body can absorb nutrients more efficiently. I often feel lighter and more comfortable after incorporating ginger into meals or drinking warm ginger water. Healthy digestion ensures that essential vitamins and minerals are effectively utilized by the body, helping to maintain healthy skin, hair, and nails. Additionally, ginger may improve blood circulation. I've noticed that regular use of ginger makes my skin appear more vibrant and healthy. Better blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients are delivered to skin cells, resulting in a youthful, radiant complexion. With all these benefits, ginger is undoubtedly a great choice for maintaining a healthy lifestyle.
Cayenne pepper is a very powerful herb, and cayenne pepper moves blood. Cayenne pepper can be used internally and it can be used externally.
Cayenne pepper has long been recognized for its potential health benefits, particularly in anti-aging support. The standout feature of cayenne pepper is capsaicin, the active compound that creates its heat and provides numerous health benefits. Studies have shown that capsaicin has powerful antioxidant properties, helping to neutralize free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cells and accelerate aging. By reducing oxidative stress with this antioxidant, cayenne pepper can help protect the skin and other tissues from premature aging, resulting in a more youthful and vibrant appearance. Furthermore, cayenne pepper is notable for its anti-inflammatory capabilities. Chronic inflammation is linked to various age-related conditions, such as arthritis, cardiovascular diseases, and cognitive decline. This is no surprise since compounds in cayenne have the ability to reduce inflammation, supporting overall health and potentially aiding longevity when incorporated into a healthy lifestyle.
Easiest way to take cayenne pepper internally is to start with about 1/4 teaspoon, put it in a cup, add water, mix it round and just drink it down. It'll tingle for a bit, but the tingling subsides. Cayenne pepper thins the blood. I know several people that have chosen to stop warfarin and their blood thinning medication and go on the cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper, I was reading, has also the ability to rebuild the heart muscle.
Additionally, cayenne pepper may support weight management by boosting metabolism. I've personally observed that incorporating a small amount of cayenne pepper into my diet makes me feel fuller for longer and aids in smoother digestion. Maintaining a healthy weight is a key factor in reducing the risk of age-related diseases such as cardiovascular issues and diabetes. When incorporated into a balanced diet, whether in daily meals or as a supplement, cayenne pepper can offer a variety of benefits that support healthy aging.
In other words, whether you're 9 or 90, you can have a strong, fit, healthy body. And now we're looking at another aspect. The high-intensity interval training causes a release of the human growth hormone, which increases the body's ability to utilize protein. The human growth hormone also increases the circulation of the blood to the skin. Now, the effect of this is it slows down aging. 15 minutes high-intensity interval training a day will cause a release of that human growth hormone, and that human growth hormone will remain active for 24 hours. So when people say, "Barbara, what do you put on your skin? What's your moisturizer?" I say, nothing. Nothing. What I do, I spend my money on good quality nuts and seeds and avocados and olive oils, your lovely cold pressed. And I exercise every morning. How could I miss out on my daily human growth hormone? So if it's a gale outside, if it's snowing outside, then I go to the rebounder. I do my push-ups. So stretches are great. So no matter what the weather, move that body every day. Get it into a movement, because you will reap the benefits all through the day when you do that little nugget every single morning.
The phrase "muscles know no age" is truly inspiring, reminding us that regardless of our age, maintaining health and strength is within reach if we commit to consistent training. Flexibility and strength are not solely dependent on age, but rather on the habits and determination we uphold daily. This opens up the opportunity for everyone, regardless of age, to achieve a fit and vibrant body if they are willing to invest in themselves. It's never too late to start. That's the most beautiful aspect of what muscle strength can offer. I hope you find these insights helpful for improving your health and managing fatty liver conditions. If you have any questions or need further advice, please feel free to leave a comment below. I'm always here to help. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more valuable health tips, and explore our other videos to learn more ways to enhance your health journey. Stay healthy and see you in the next video.